I have to take into consideration the fact that this is the second time in a matter of weeks that you have appeared before a magistrate's court to answer a charge of disorderly conduct. And I see that on both occasions the circumstances were the same: rowdyism and brawling. It would appear that you are something of a public nuisance, Mr.
Collier.
Pardon?
Collier.
Mr. Collier, yes.
As in Pitt.
Pitt? What? Oh, I understand.
With two L's.
Quite. Now, where were we?
Public nuisance, my lord.
This isn't the Old Bailey, Mr. Collier. Sir will suffice.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Right, where was I?
Public nuisance.
Oh, yes. And I see that on both occasions you were guilty of using abusive language and assaulting the arresting officer.
Well, I'll put up a struggle if that's what you mean, but so would you, so would anybody if he was trying to kick you in the ghoulies.
I beg your pardon?
Well, all I meant to say was, sir, I was just protecting my interests.
Are you claiming self-defense?
Well, yes, I am. Yes, I was provoked by Scaife here. I mean, I didn't start anything. I don't go around looking for trouble. Well, you see, I wouldn't, sir. Because, you see, well, a man in my position, it wouldn't be wise, violence. It's the army, you see, sir. I've only just recently come out and, well, I've not been a well man since the army. Service and duty took its toll a bit, sir. I mean, I know it is alleged that I kicked Mr. Scaife and Constable Mulcahy, but quite frankly, sir, I have enough difficulty getting up a flight of stairs with this leg.
What exactly is the matter with the leg?
I never talk about it, sir. Service and duty. But I'm not a bitter man, though, Bud. I'm not bitter. It's a chance you take. Nobody forced me into the army. I was a volunteer.
Has this any relevance?
Nor can I blame Mr. Scaife here. In all fairness to him, he was not to know when he launched that violent and unprovoked and vicious assault upon my person. And I was a wounded ex-serviceman.
You're lying at it.
You what?
Hey, I've got bruises right down my shin to testify to the power of your
Have some order. Could we have some order, please?
I'm sorry, sir. I was only trying to say...
You're trying to say something else.
Only that I haven't been able to get employment since I came out of the army, sir. It's ironical, isn't it? You do your bit for your country and society just tosses you on the scrap heap. Same happened to my father in 1946 after Normandy, El Alamein, straight on the end of the dole queue. And as my mother said at the time, you can't buy powdered egg with a George medal.
Has he finished?
Yes, I think so.
Well, if we could just leave aside for a moment the glorious military history of your family and concentrate on the events of last night. Now, Constable Mulcahy and the landlord of the Drift Inn have already given evidence that you caused considerable damage to persons and to private property. A table was broken, a considerable amount of stock was destroyed, and a Victorian mirror was shattered by a bottle thrown by yourself.
Oh, that was an accident, sir. The mirror was an accident. The bottle was meant for Scaife. Good God, look at this shirt. There's not a button left on it. And this jacket's ruined. And a fat chance of getting another one. £25 fine.
Which I paid.
You'll get your money.
One hopes so.
Fancy a cup of tea?
Might as well.
What's the matter with you? You've hardly said a word all the way back here. I was the one that was fined and bound over.
Cheap at the price, I thought. I'm surprised you didn't get probation.
Hey, I wouldn't have minded that. Did you see that little probation officer, eh? Yeah, she wasn't bad, was she? You know, if she put a bit of lipstick on and let her hair down, whoa, get in there.
Don't you feel any sense of remorse? Don't you feel at all ashamed at your appalling behaviour?
Why should I? I didn't start anything. I don't go looking for trouble.
Drunk and disorderly and a public nuisance. Doesn't that bother you one iota?
It wasn't my fault. He insulted me.
Oh, it was a pointless pub brawl following a pointless pub argument. And you could have stepped away from it any time you liked.
Rubbish.
Look, I bet you don't even remember what the argument was about.
Of course I do. He said, what he inferred, that he made out. Wasn't about religion.
Just for the record, it all started when you said that Middlesbrough were a bunch of cloggers.
Which they are.
Which somehow led to the role of the TUC in modern society. Which somehow led to the role of Yugoslavia in the last war. Which naturally led to a discussion on the size of Janice Wainwright's knockers.
Janice Wainwright, she hasn't got any.
Yes, that's what you alleged last night, to which her fiancé, Dougie Scaife, took exception.
He's engaged to Janice Wainwright. He needs his head examining.
He does now, after the battering you gave it.
Janice Wainwright, well, I know. Did we really have a Barney about Janice Wainwright?
Apparently. I was in the lavatory. I came back, it was like a scene from a John Wayne movie.
There's not a mark on me, you know. Not a mark. Did you see him when he stood up in court, eh? All puffed up and bruised?
Look, 9 times out of 10, Dougie Scaife could have murdered you.
Would he have?
He would. He just made the mistake last night of assuming you'd fight fairly.
And how do you know that I didn't fight fairly? You were in the lavatory at the time, keeping well out of it.
Pardon?
Keeping well out of it.
I don't think I follow.
I'm only saying...
You're only saying what?
That when some of us find ourselves in a tight corner, some of us find it convenient to go to the lavatory.
I wanted to go.
You'd only been 10 minutes earlier.
No, I hadn't.
Yes, you had.
No, I hadn't. 10 minutes earlier, I left the room, I'll give you that, but as I remembered, I left the boot of my car unlocked. And in it was my theodolite from work.
Who'd want to pinch your theodolite?
Anyone in that area around there, they'd pinch out.
Anyhow, I'm just saying.
Look, I'm not a coward, Terry. I just don't see the point in involving myself in other people's stupid arguments.
No, we noticed.
Won't work, you know. Won't work on me.
What?
Try to provoke me, aren't you? Well, it won't work. I'm a man of reason. A man of peace. I don't fly off the handle.
No. You sulk.
Pardon?
You don't lose your temper, you just sulk.
There's nothing wrong with sulking. Perhaps the world would be a better place if a few more people sulked instead of dropping bombs on each other.
Well, all right, I might lose my temper, but I soon get over it. Whereas you go on sulking and harbouring grudges for days. Well, look at you, you're doing it now.
I am not! Temper. Whatever I am, Terry, is preferable to you. You're a violent, aggressive person. You are. You always have been. It's always there, very near the surface. When we first met, 5 years of age at Bygate Infants, you split my head open with a brick in the sandpit.
You stole my plasticine.
No excuse for splitting my head open with a brick.
You see, you've sulked about that all these years, haven't you? You should have picked up the brick and hit me back. Instead of that, you go home and tell your mother.
Well, of course I told my mother. What am I supposed to say after my first day at school and I go home with blood pouring down my new Airtex shirt? What am I supposed to say? Cut myself shaving?
Yeah, I'm not violent and aggressive. I don't go looking for trouble.
Oh, every hooligan who's ever thrown out of every football ground says that. You're a common criminal.
Don't be stupid.
You are, Terry, you are. That's what you are. You've been convicted for the second time in a matter of weeks. Not to mention juvenile court.
Oh, juvenile court? That's just kid stuff, that. Stealing dingy toys from Woolworths? Every kid did that, even you. Except when we did it, you didn't get caught. You were probably in the lavatory.
Well, you might have forgotten this, Terry, but tonight we're supposed to be going out on a date. In a foursome. With Anthea, Thelma's friend from the library.
Why, I'd forgotten. Hey, she's a nice little body, that Anthea, for a librarian.
What's she going to think now? We arranged that date because, well, in Thelma's own words, isn't Terry improving? What's she going to think now, Anthea? Nice girl like that, going out with a common criminal. Nice girl like that, whose father is secretary of the bowling club.
Well, she isn't going to know, is she?
Of course she's going to know. It'll be in the papers, won't it? Terence Daniel Collier, unemployed, was bound over and fined 25 quid.
You really think it'll be in the papers?
Of course it will.
Oh, wait then. Let's get the lunchtime edition.
I hope you like Terry, Pet. I mean, I hope you don't find him too... Well, it's just that sometimes he... Well, I mean, he's not always...
No, it's funny. First you're saying what an awful fella this Terry is. Then a couple of days ago you were saying how you'd misjudged him. And now you've changed your mind again. I mean, where are we, Thelma?
Well, it's not that he's not got his good points. I mean, he has, but we just don't expect Cary Grant.
Oh, I'm not, Pet. After what you've been saying, I'm expecting the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Here we are, girls.
Oh, look.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, doesn't it do well, this place? You know, it's never not full here. It's never not full.
I was just saying, Terry's late.
Aye, well, he's probably in some brawl on the street corner.
Oh.
It's no good pretending it didn't happen, Thelma, because we all know it did happen. I'm only sorry you have to know about it, Anthea. I hope your father doesn't find out.
Oh, be quiet, Bob. Here's Terry. Now, let's talk about something else.
I noticed they're planting rhododendrons all around the civic centre. Oh, hello, Terry. Here's Terry. Well.
Sorry I'm late, everybody. Had to go down to the doctors. You know how long they keep you waiting in them places.
Terry, this is Anthea.
Yes, we have met once, briefly.
Briefly, yes.
Oh, is this mine?
Yeah, cheers. Cheers. What were you doing down the doctor's?
What? Oh, my ribs.
Your ribs?
Aye, the bruised ribs.
Bob.
I'm just asking him what he's doing down the doctor's. I thought you were unmarked.
Bob, let's talk about something else. What was that you were saying about the rhododendron?
Look, Thelma, it's no good pretending that it didn't happen. I'm sure you've all read the papers. All right, I shouldn't have got involved, but I was provoked.
Did you land him one?
Pardon?
Did you really land him one? Biff!
Yes, I did. More than one, in fact.
Is he bigger than you?
Dougie, he's a big lad, Dougie.
Bruised ribs. How brave.
Oh, well, I didn't notice at the time.
It must have been fantastic.
Oh, I wasn't there.
No, he was well out of it.
You were in the thick of it.
Aye, well.
Damages.
Pardon?
It said in the paper there were damages. To the pub.
Oh, you saw it in the papers, did you?
Oh, I did? Oh, it's quite prominent, wasn't it? Page 2.
I spelt my name wrong, mind. Only one L.
Quite a spread.
It was quite a fight.
Oh, I wish I'd been there.
Anthea, you astonish me. I would never have thought a girl like you.
Oh, I like a good punch-up. I haven't seen a decent one since that bunch of rockers destroyed the floral clock.
Violence appalls me.
And me.
There seems to be a modern trend towards glamorizing violence. I've never subscribed to that, I'm happy to say.
Except when you're driving.
Pardon?
Except when you're driving. That's when you get rid of all your violent feelings behind the wheel.
I do not.
Yes, you do. You're always revving up and tooting your hooter and winding down your window to hurl abuse at some poor innocent pedestrian.
Yes, that's quite true.
It's There's nothing. What are you talking about?
He's a different person behind the wheel.
I am the most careful road user.
You are not. You're impatient, aggressive and rude. Remember what you said to that lollipop man the other... Well, it doesn't bear it. And in front of a crocodile of mixed infants.
There's nothing wrong with my driving.
It took you long enough to pass your test.
Look, I think we'd better change the subject. There's two things men can't bear to be criticised about, and one of them's driving.
What's the other one?
Oh,
You got your old plates off the bed yet?
I'll play you in a minute.
Oh, Muhammad Ali all of a sudden.
Seconds out. Ding, ding.
Anthea, it isn't funny, actually. Not if you've seen violence like I have.
Have you?
Oh, yes. I have seen merchant seamen inflamed on duty-free gin, brawling in the back streets of Bergen, brandishing broken bottles. I was terrified.
When was this, then?
When I went with Susan on that cruise to Norway.
I thought it was Italy you went to with Susan.
Well, I did, but I also went to Norway.
And you saw seamen brawling?
In the back streets of Bergen, yes.
Well, he never told us about this, did he? Did they, molest you or anything?
Aye, did they?
Oh. And it wasn't as if you were there to protect me. There was just the two of us.
He'd have been no use. He'd have been in the nearest Bergen bar.
Two fellas fought over me once on a day trip to Bridlington. It was very romantic. There were two brothers, Barry and Tommy Findlay, and the winner was going to marry me. They fought for ages. They were in a terrible state, and there was blood all over their corduroy trousers. It was very romantic.
Who won in the end?
Oh, I didn't wait to find out. I went off with someone called Derek Addy, and he took me on the ghost train and bought me candy floss.
I gave you to read, didn't you, Bob?
What's this?
It was in one of the colour supplements. Oh, I know. It was about this man, Conrad Lorenz, he was called.
Oh, yes.
And he's devoted his life to studying aggression in the animal kingdom. And then he tries to apply what he's learned to human beings.
Geese.
Pardon?
He talks to geese. He pretends he's a goose, and he talks to geese.
He talks to geese?
Yes, he gets in the water and he
talks to geese.
Some of them think he's their mother. Mother Goose.
No, he learns about aggression from them because apparently geese are well, like Terry, they're very aggressive creatures.
Any more remarks about my aggressive nature and I'll stick one on you, Ferret.
See?
Haven't you ever been chased by a goose?
Not since Thursday.
Seriously? They're often used to guard farms and things. They make very good watch geese dogs.
Oh, don't look now, don't look now.
Oh, is it?
What is it?
It's Dougie Scaife.
Who?
The bloke he had the fight with.
Oh, really?
Don't look now, Anthea.
He's a big lad. You did well there, Terry.
Who's the girl?
That's Janice Wainwright.
Who?
Janice Wainwright, one of the reasons they had the fight.
What, over her?
Over the size of her chest measurements and the role Yugoslavia played in the last war.
I hope he's seen as he's coming over.
Well, don't start anything, Terry. Not in here. I come here a lot, you know.
Look, I do not go looking for trouble.
Well, Bob, let's change the subject. Look, what was that you were saying about the rhododendron bushes?
I'm going to lavatory.
You don't...
Right, night out, is it?
Looks like it, doesn't it?
All right, Bob?
Hi, yeah, grand, Dougie. Hello, Dougie. Hello, Janice. You're looking pretty. What a lovely chest.
This the girlfriend, then?
You could say.
Better than the slags you're normally with.
Aye, cut above.
We've still got some business to settle. Can't just leave it like that, can we, though, but...
Oh, no.
Any time, Terry.
Not in here, Dougie. Not at these prices.
I was just saying, it's never not full, this place. It's never not full.
Big car park out the back.
If you're going to start something, I'll have a large gin and lime first.
Nobody's gonna start anything, Janice. My round, I think. What you having, girls?
Vodka and bitter lemon, please, Terry.
Bloody Mary, thanks.
Lost your bottle, Terry?
Well, what about that, then? What about that?
I thought Terry behaved impeccably.
He did.
Just like Alan Ladd in Shane. Such dignity. Turning the other cheek. And all the time his insides were churning with anger.
Oh, my insides are churning and all. I really do want to go to the lap.
As Anthea said, such dignity.
Well, he probably just didn't want to start anything, not
I
in
don't
here
think
with
it
us.
was that. I think he's learned a lesson. I think he's learned to curb his aggressive instincts.
Right, and there you are, girls. Vodka and lemon, Bloody Mary.
Thank you, Terry.
Pardon?
Thank you.
For turning the other cheek.
Curbing your aggressive instincts.
Oh, that. Well, he's got all his mates with him, hasn't he? But he'll be in the ship tomorrow night, and if I can catch him on his own, I'll kick his bloody teeth in.
I am appealing to you to forget it. I mean, is it worth it? What's the point?
Unfinished business, Bob.
Oh, why not leave it unfinished?
Can't do that. It's got to be settled sooner or later. Either I get him, or he gets me.
Why?
Because the Dougie Scapes of this world only understand one language. The boot. And I'm going to make sure I get mine in first. Pass us a clean hanky, will you?
Well, what for? He'd be covered in blood in half an hour.
Aye, is. Think this tie goes with this suit?
That's your best suit, that
What
is.
do you mean, best suit is my only suit? It's Friday night, isn't it? I always wear my suit on a Friday night.
You're going to have a fight.
What would you expect me to wear? Boxing shorts and a silk dressing gown?
I give up. I'm a man of reason, but I give up.
Right. Matches, fags...
Hatchet, knuckle duster, basket.
These are all I need.
Well, I'm not coming with you, you know.
Didn't expect you would.
Pardon?
Never dreamed you would.
What does that mean?
Well, it's not your fight.
No, it isn't. Violence appalls me.
Well, you just go home and talk to your geese.
I suppose she'll be down there, Anthea. She'll be down there with a ringside seat and a stopwatch. I said to her last night, I said, it's people like you who encourage people like him.
So you got a lot of bottle, that Anthea, for a librarian.
Well, I wash my hands of you.
There's yourself. You're just going to sit there and sulk, are you?
Yes, I'll let myself out.
Right, well, I'm off. I'll see you tomorrow.
Maybe. Depends, doesn't it?
On what?
Whether I can find time to get down to the hospital.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
You got yourself down here then, did you?
Things have to be settled. You said so yourself.
Oh, did I?
You were full of it last night.
Aye, well, any time, Terry.
Any time, Dougie.
You want a beer?
I'll have a pint of special.
Pint of special, Ted. It's all right, man. Get on with your dominoes.
Right.
Oh, so. You know, you're not a bad lad.
You're not a bad lad yourself, Dougie.
I mean, I've never had anything personal, like.
No, of course not.
Well, that's settled then.
Looks like it. Oh, cheers.
I prefer drinking to fighting, man.
Aye, me and all. Cheers.
Cheers.
No hard feelings, then?
Why, certainly not.
Good lad. Look, I'm sorry if I said anything about your Janice.
Did you?
Apparently. She's a cunning lass, Janice. I've always thought that.
I fancied yours, mate. Last night, oh, man, cut above that.
Oh, I've got high hopes there, Dougie.
Hey, I tell you what, look. When we've had this pint, do you fancy popping down the Fat Ox?
We could. We could have one at the railway and all.
Better get the drift in a miss, though.
I will not be welcome there.
Hey, canny Barney, though, wasn't it?
Ah, cracker.
Go on, get it down, you.
Hey, I'm just going to have a Jimmy Riddle.
Aye, good lad.
Where's Terry?
Huh?
What have you done with Terry?
What are you on about?
Look, Doug, I am not a man of violence. In fact, violence appalls me. It always has. I don't see the sense in it. I never have had, but it has to be said, Doug, you're not the friendliest of men. But I'm assuming that even you can listen to reason, to common sense. I mean, we're not animals, Doug. If we can't listen to reason, where are we? I mean, where are we? Now, do I make myself clear? You tweak my nose, you tweak my bloody nose.
Pull it up in a minute.
I have said before, and I shall say again, we cannot tolerate this sort of behavior.
No, sir.
People cannot walk the streets. They cannot enjoy a quiet evening's entertainment without the threat of senseless violence. Have you anything to say for yourself?
Well, only that I did not go there to start a fight. I went there to stop a fight. I'm not a violent man. I'm a man of peace. Man of reason. I mean, violence appalls me. Ask anyone. Ask Mr. Scaife there.
Hey, kid, get that down, yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, come on, man, cheer up.
Oh, yes, oh, happy day.
It's funny being the wee chief of a lunchtime.
Not many places we can go now, is there? With me being banned from the ship and you being banned from the drift in, one of the few places where we'll get a welcome.
Aye, our social life's taking a bit of a knock on the head.
Well, I'll be banned from lots of things now, won't I? My application to the round table. And they'll never renew my subscription to the badminton club.
I'll be in the papers tonight.
It might not, it might not. With a bit of luck, it might not.
Well, it's bound to be.
Why?
Well, I was in. I mean, you're much better material than me, aren't you? All that stuff that came out in court. Unblemished record, ex-Queen Scout. Papers love all that. They love a field day. Might even make the dailies. The news of the world. The shame of an ex-Queen Scout.
Shut up, will you? Things are bad enough. I've got to face Thelma yet.
The shame of an ex-Queen Scout's wife.
You stop being so flippant and facetious. I'll have a record. I'll have a record. A criminal record. It'll have repercussions.
What repercussions? What difference will it make?
Makes a lot of difference to a lot of things, a record. It stops you doing lots of things like serving on a jury or getting a dog license. Or getting a visa to go to Romania.
Well, who wants to go to Romania?
We did. We were going there this summer. See the beauties of the Balkans. 11 days, £43 inclusive.
That's very reasonable.
Yes, well, we won't be seeing it now, will we?
Oh, come on, Bob. It's nothing, man. A £10 fine for a punch-up in the ship.
Look, on those forms it says, have you ever been convicted? There's only room to say yes or no. There's no room to say yes, but I was only blah, blah, blah. It just says yes or no, and if it's yes, conviction, it could be anything. Rape, arson, armed robbery.
Aye, even armed robbery. Anything's possible now.
Pardon?
Well, you can handle yourself. What I saw of it last night, I was not unimpressed. I was not unimpressed at all. You got in there first, didn't you?
No, I did not get in. I was retaliating, was I? As you could have seen. As you could have seen if you hadn't been in the lavatory. part of it, you, weren't you?
You did well enough on your own, Bob. You must teach me this method of fighting of yours. I think you confuse Dougie, you know. I mean, he's a mean street fighter, is Dougie. He knows all the tricks. But I bet he's never been knocked down by a pickled onion or bitten on the shin.
Look, I'm not proud of what happened. I'm a man of peace, a man of reason. I'm not proud that I sank to your level.
Mind you, it's just as well you did get in first. Because if he'd pulled himself together, he'd have half killed you.
Pardon?
He'd have half killed you.
Look, we were in court this morning. If anyone was half killed, it was him with that bandage round his head. That was my lethal chop, that was.
That was the edge of the domino table.
Look, mate, I can manage. Can you see a mark, son? Can you see a mark? I can manage, mate, I can manage. Welterweight at school, wasn't I?
That was years ago,
All right,
man.
you don't forget the fundamentals, do you, Chuck? Come on, come on. Get your guard up.
Watch it,
Well,
watch
where's
it.
your guard? You haven't got your guard.